Choosing a career can be an overwhelming process. Figuring out your dream career can be even harder. And it's not unusual to change tack along the way. There is a lot of trial and error involved in finding the right career and then the right job for you. Some people know pretty quickly they're on the right path, and others take a few years to figure it out. However it plays out for you is fine. Hi, I'm Samantha Mackay, lead trainer at Truity, and I've been through a few career changes myself, both massive and small, and spoken to many people afraid it's too late to make a change. But it's never too late. The hardest part is knowing what needs to change, and often that change is a lot smaller than we imagine it to be. And this is one way that personality type can help us. It provides a framework for identifying what it is about your current job or career that doesn't fit, what your needs are, and what options you want to explore. So the first thing to consider is your social preferences, and whether you like interacting with people at work or not, you will notice that when you aren't getting enough of what you need, you will feel a bit more tired and drained than usual. So think about what percentage of the day you want to spend interacting with people and how much you want to spend on quiet, reflective, focused work. And your preference for extroversion or introversion will give you a clue around this. And there are actually many facets to this dimension. So there may be some kinds of extroversion that energizes you and others that don't. And the same for introversion. So make sure you look a little deeper into your report. Next is about the pace of work that suits you. Some people prefer to work in an environment that is more predictable, more structured and consistent with a greater level of organization. Others prefer an environment that is highly flexible, spontaneous and fast-paced. And there's nothing wrong with either, but one of those environments is going to really stress you out. Judges prefer an environment that is more stable and consistent, where the day-to-day work is pretty predictable. Whereas perceivers find that quite limiting and prefer to work in a place with minimal structure that allows them the freedom to respond to whatever is going on that day. So consider, do you want a job that requires you to be constantly on your toes, ready for change? Or do you prefer something with more routine and less surprises? And you'll probably want bits of each, so consider it from both sides. Thirdly, we can look at how we evaluate information. We aren't always aware about how we make decisions, so learning about this preference can help us see not only what kind of work we might prefer, but also how we might be biased about our next career move. So those with the preference for thinking prefer to take emotion out of the equation and weigh data as objectively as possible. By comparison, feelers place a lot of importance on how they and others will be impacted by the decision. And thinkers need to learn to include some emotions into their considerations, and feelers need to learn to sprinkle in some objective analysis. Otherwise, we can find ourselves unable to make our next career move. Generally, thinkers prefer jobs that allow them to be more strategic and analytical, while feelers prefer to work more with emotions and focus on relationships. However, you'll find thinkers and feelers in every profession and in every organization. We need a balance of the two, so don't let that stop you. And finally, personality type indicates what kind of information we prefer to work with. Sensing types prefer information that is real, reliable, verifiable, and concrete. So they want to work in a way that's more practical, whether that's working with their hands or creating measurable outcomes for businesses. They prefer goals that are more tangible, detailed, and clear. Intuitives are happy working with possibilities. They feel satisfied brainstorming new ideas or projecting future trends. They would rather create a vision for the future or invent a new way of doing something than spend all their time bringing it to fruition. But we need to be able to do both, so flexibility is key. Now, your personality type can't help you with everything. It can tell you how you prefer to work, but it can't tell you about your likes and interests. It can't tell you about the topic that fascinates you enough that you can spend 40 hours a week on it. And your personality type doesn't rule out your options. It simply provides guidelines. So extroverts can work from home and introverts can work from a busy office, but they might need more support to do so. And remember, it takes time to work out what's right for you. So staying true to yourself and your nature is crucial, because a job can look great on paper, but if it doesn't align with your personality, you'll find yourself unsatisfied or burned out. To get a deeper understanding of your personality and career preferences, go to trudy.com to take one of our free assessments.